For centuries, travelers and scholars alike had passed through this region of southern Greece, their eyes drawn to the distant silhouette of a structure that defied easy explanation: a pyramid, not in Egypt, but in the heart of Hellas. It was here, near the small village of Hellinikon, that the story truly began. The Pyramid of Hellinikon, as it would come to be known, stood in quiet defiance of the centuries, its weathered limestone blocks stacked with a precision that whispered of lost knowledge. For most, it was a curiosity, a footnote in the grand narrative of Greek history. But for a select few, it was a riddle that refused to be ignored. Among those few was Dr. Eleni Papadopoulos, a historian whose obsession with the unexplained had earned her both admiration and skepticism in equal measure. She was not content with the easy answers, the dismissive shrugs of colleagues who called the pyramid a watchtower or a tomb. Eleni saw something more: a story waiting to be told, a mystery that, if unraveled, might rewrite the very history of civilization. Her journey began with a single haunting question: why would the ancient Greeks, a people renowned for their temples and theaters, build a pyramid? The question echoed in her mind as she pored over ancient texts, deciphered weathered inscriptions, and traced the faint outlines of forgotten roads on crumbling maps. The deeper she dug, the stranger the story became. The first twist came in the form of an old manuscript, tucked away in the archives of the National Library in Athens. It was a travelogue written by the 12th century geographer Pausanias, who described pyramidal structures in the Argolid. Most scholars dismissed his account as fanciful, but Eleni saw in his words a tantalizing clue. If Pausanias had seen the pyramid, then it must have been ancient, even in his time older, perhaps, than the Parthenon itself. Driven by a sense of destiny, Eleni assembled a team of archaeologists, engineers, and even a documentary filmmaker named Nikos, whose camera would capture every moment of their quest. Together, they set out for Hellinikon, their hearts pounding with anticipation. The villagers watched, with a mixture of amusement and suspicion, as the team set up camp beside the pyramid, their equipment gleaming in the morning light. The first days were spent in careful measurement and documentation. The pyramid, though smaller than its Egyptian cousins, was no less impressive. Its base measured nearly 7 by 9 meters, and its walls rose at a steep angle, forming a truncated peak. The stones were fitted together with uncanny precision, their surfaces smoothed by hands long vanished. But it was what lay beneath the surface that would prove most astonishing. Using ground-penetrating radar, the team discovered a network of chambers and tunnels beneath the Pyramidon underground labyrinth that had never been explored. The air was thick with anticipation as they prepared to descend, their flashlights cutting through the darkness. The tunnels were narrow, the walls etched with strange symbols that no one could decipher. At the heart of the labyrinth, they found a sealed chamber, its entrance blocked by a massive stone slab. It took days of careful work to open the chamber, and when at last the stone was moved, the team gasped in awe. Inside, they found a collection of artifacts unlike anything seen before: bronze tools, ceramic vessels, and a set of tablets inscribed with a script that resembled Linear B, but with crucial differences. The tablets spoke of a great migration, of a people who had come from across the sea, bringing with them the secrets of stone and time. As Eleni studied the tablets, a chilling realization dawned. The pyramid was not a tomb, nor a watchtower, but a monument to memory, a marker left by a forgotten civilization. The tablets hinted at a cataclysm, a flood that had swept away cities and kingdoms, leaving only the pyramid as a beacon for those who would come after. The story echoed the legends of Atlantis, the lost city described by Plato, And Eleni could not help but wonder. Had the Greeks inherited their knowledge from an even older people? The discovery sent shockwaves through the academic world. Some hailed it as the find of the century, while others dismissed it as wishful thinking. But the evidence was undeniable. The pyramid was older than anyone had imagined, its construction dating back to at least 2700 BCE, centuries before the first Egyptian pyramids. The implications were staggering. Had the Greeks built the first pyramids, or had they learned the art from a vanished civilization? As the team delved deeper, the mystery only grew. The pyramid's orientation was not random, but aligned with the rising of the star Sirius, just as the pyramids of Egypt were. The chambers beneath the structure echoed with strange acoustics, amplifying sound in ways that seemed almost magical. Some speculated that the pyramid had been used for rituals, its walls resonating with the chants of priests who sought to commune with the gods. But the greatest twist was yet to come. One night, as a storm raged across the plain, Nikos was reviewing footage from the underground chamber. In the flickering light, he noticed something strange, a pattern in the symbols on the wall, a sequence that repeated with mathematical precision. Eleni, ever the codebreaker, realized that the symbols were not just decoration, but a cipher message encoded in stone. Working through the night, the team decoded the message. It spoke of a machine of light, a device hidden within the pyramid that could open the gates of memory. The words were poetic, almost mystical, but they hinted at a technology lost to time. The team searched the chamber, their hands trembling with excitement, until at last they found it a small, intricately carved crystal set into a niche in the wall. When the first rays of dawn struck the crystal, the chamber was filled with a dazzling light, illuminating the symbols and casting strange shadows on the walls. The effect was hypnotic, as if the pyramid itself were alive, pulsing with the memories of a forgotten age. Eleni felt a shiver run down her spine. Was this the machine of light described in the tablets? Had the ancients harnessed the power of the sun to unlock the secrets of the past? The discovery made headlines around the world. The Pyramid of Hellinikon was no longer a curiosity, but a global sensation. Theories abounded. Some claimed it was evidence of contact between Greece and Egypt. Others saw it as proof of a lost civilization, perhaps even Atlantis itself. The academic world was divided, but one thing was certain. The pyramid had changed the way we see the ancient world. For Eleni, the journey was both exhilarating and humbling. She had set out to solve a mystery, but in the end, she had found only more questions. The pyramid remained, silent and enigmatic, its secrets guarded by the stones and the stars. But for those who dared to look, it offered a glimpse into a world where history and myth were one, where the past was not dead, but waiting to be discovered. As the sun set over the Argolid, casting the pyramid in a fiery glow, Eleni stood in silent awe. She knew that the story was far from over. The pyramid was a doorway, a threshold between worlds. And somewhere, in the shadows of time, the answers still waited, hidden, perhaps, but never lost. So, the next time you find yourself wandering the ancient roads of Greece, look to the horizon. You may just catch a glimpse of a pyramid, its stones whispering secrets to the wind. And if you listen closely, you might hear the echoes of a story that has yet to be told. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Join us next time as we unlock another ancient mystery, because history is never as simple as it seems.